Hi, everyone. This is Certified Master Life Coach Tina Heisman. Welcome to my weekly live marriage coaching call. The topic for this week that we're going to talk about is why your husband doesn't say, "I'm sorry." This one has been a huge frustration for me in my marriage, and I know it has been for other women too. So I have some information that I want to share with you today about why that is and what, if anything, we can do about it. But before we get started, I want to let you know that I have a free private Happy Wives community on Facebook where you can come to get inspiration for your marriage. You can find it facebook.com/groups/The Happy Wives Community. If you can't remember that, just head over to my website, tinaheisman.com, and there's a banner at the front of the page on the bottom. It'll take you right there, no problem, and you can join us, okay? All right, let's dive in. The topic for today's call, why your husband doesn't say, "I'm sorry." Have you girls ever noticed this? Your husband hurts your feelings, or you get in an argument and he doesn't say, "I'm sorry," to help resolve it. And you are waiting for the "I'm sorry" to know that the situation is resolved and that he loves you and that everything is well in your relationship. And you think to yourself, it's only two little words. Like, why is it so hard to say? They're important two little words. They're little, but they are important too. This has driven me absolutely crazy in my own relationship with my husband. I mean, I thought something was wrong with him. It was like a character flaw or something. You know what I mean? Like it would just make me feel so terrible that he wouldn't say it, and I did not understand. And I mean, like it was almost like it was a physical reaction that he was having. Like, honestly, to say those words would cause him physical pain. He would do other things, like maybe, give me a kiss or give me a hug or do something nice for me or like give me a look or even crack a joke that would, that was like his apology. And for years I was like, well, I guess that's all I'm getting, and I would let him know that it bothered me, but that was like the best he could do. So as a woman, I don't understand this. Like, what is so hard about saying those two little words? As it turns out, there's actually very good reason for this. And it goes to the many ways in which men and women are different. And if you listen to this call regularly, we talk about these things quite often. So the way women and men resolve conflict is very different. So for women, right, think about yourself. We like to talk through a disagreement and then apologize at the end. And if you imagine a circle, first you have the conflict, and then there's a discussion to resolve it as you're going around the circle. And then the apology comes and it's full circle, right? For women, we need to go full circle in order to feel resolved about whatever the issue is. And probably most of us women talk it to death, talk it too much. So men, that is not how they solve conflict. Naturally, that's not how God made them. That's not how they solve conflict. They solve conflict without a lot of talking or apologies. And in fact, it's kind of an unwritten rule for men that they just drop it. They just want to drop it. And that's what they want you to do too. But women, we can't emotionally tolerate just dropping it. It's not resolved. We have to go full circle, right? And if our husband won't come full circle with us, we feel like it's not resolved or they're hiding something or that something is missing. But that is just part of the main difference. And I think for some of us women too, we're analyzing what's going on with him. Like, is he still angry, or is this not resolved? It leaves it in an unrestful place for us. It's hard for us to move on past that when they say just drop it. Have you ever heard your husband say that, just drop it? Or sometimes they just walk away, and that's with good reason too, because they don't know what to say and they're afraid what they say next is not going to be what they want to say. It's not going to be coming from their best self. It might be coming from a place of anger or frustration. So, it wasn't until I learned more about why men don't say I'm sorry that I could start to feel a little bit better about it. So here's the difference. For a woman, when a woman says I'm sorry, she feels like she's giving love to her husband, right? You can feel it, right? When you say I'm sorry, you feel like you're giving him your love, and it comes from inside, right? And it's bonding for you, and it's reconciling the relationship, and it means a lot to you. But here's the big kicker. For a man, it does not feel like bonding. For a man, saying I'm sorry feels like a loss of respect. And if you've listened to any of my other calls, you know that for a man, the need for respect is very deep. There's nothing more important to him, not even your love. He wants to feel your respect more than your love. So admitting that he is wrong feels terrible to him. It's admitting he's made a mistake. It's admitting he wasn't at his best. And it's you saying, he thinks you're saying, I don't respect you because you screwed this up. But you're not saying that. You're saying, I'm not happy with the situation, probably in most instances, right? So for men, having to say I'm sorry, it's deep, girls. It's deep. It's like it makes him feel like he's less than, like he's a failure. It feels to him like it takes away his honor. Like, just think about that for a minute. This is huge. This is deep. It is, for us, saying I'm sorry, although it is hard, but that's a reconciliation to us. But for your husband, it's not a reconciliation. Like, it's him feeling like crap about himself. It's hard for him in a different way than it's hard for you. And so we have to be aware of that when we're trying to demand an apology. And does this mean that they shouldn't have to apologize or admit when they're wrong? No. But let's start by us ladies understanding how deep this struggle is for them. It's deep and it's real. And you can read about it, and, a lot of marriage books will, bring this up. Maybe not a lot, but a few that I've read it in. So I think if we could first start by knowing that this is a deep struggle for him, like it's truly hurtful, then maybe this will help us be a little bit less upset with our husbands when they're refusing to say it. And maybe this would be a great conversation to have with your husband, really. Now that you've learned this information, especially if you've ever come down on him for not apologizing, this would be a great conversation. Like, what would it be like if you came to him with an apology saying something like this? Honey, I owe you an apology. I learned something new today about men and women. I learned that women need to apologize and receive an apology when there has been hurt in a relationship, but men just prefer to drop it. I never knew that. Is that true for you? He will probably reply, yes, that it is, or he might need to think about it, or maybe you've caught him off guard and this is not a good time for this conversation. Regardless, you can say, all right, well, I'm going to keep that in mind, that that's really hard for you, and I would like to share something with you about me. I need to hear an apology after an argument so that I know our love is safe. I'm not trying to make you feel disrespected or less than, but please understand, for me, when we both say I'm sorry at the end of an argument, that for me allows me to drop it and put it away and move on. And I know that's what you want. So I wanted to bring this up to you so that we could have some good, clear communication and get this out in the open. And maybe the next time we have an argument, we can try and remember this and honor each other when we're trying to work it out. So, what do you ladies think about that? Like, that's, I would love for you, if this is an issue in your marriage, to come to your husband at some time when you're not in the argument and bring it up. And, I advocate communicating with our husband side by side. So maybe don't make it this formal discussion that you have to sit down face to face. But, you could talk about it when you're going for a walk or when you're driving in the car or, something else. Make it a casual thing and don't make him glare into your eyes so that he can take in what you're saying better. He's really going to appreciate this coming from you. So that's really all I have for our content for today. And it's a piece of information that I hope will help you when you're trying to work out your arguments and to help with understanding, because it's just so hard for someone to understand how men think so differently. But we could avoid so many more arguments and hurt feelings if we understood each other better, right? So I really hope this was helpful. And I would love to hear how your conversation with your husband goes. So if you, casually bring this up to him and have this talk with him, get back with me. Send me an email or call me or something and let me know how it went, because I would love to hear what he had to say and if this makes a difference for you. So I'm here. If you need help working on your marriage, that's my specialty. I just really love helping people be happier in their marriages and understanding each other and just seeing that sometimes it's just the smallest little clarifications can make life so much better in marriage. And so I thank you for being here. And I want to make sure you remember that you can join me on Facebook in my Happy Wives community. And also on my website, I have a free mini marriage makeover to help you fix any challenges that you might have in your marriage. It's a tool that you can use to apply to any frustration that you're having in your marriage. So keep it on hand, and next time you get kind of frustrated with your husband, before you go having a conversation with him, take out your tool, work on it follow the procedures that I've given you in the tool, and then take it to your husband from there if you still think you need to. So you can download that for free on my website, tinaheisman.com. Okay, ladies, thank you so very much for listening. I hope that you have a fantastic day.